What's up, Old School RuneScape players? It's your buddy Ojaba Garrett's back with another episode of Fresh Start. If you're new here, Fresh Start is a series where I gave away my bank, about 3.6 billion, to a couple of players, and I realized I need to rebuild my bank from scratch, so I decided I would show the world so that brand new players, free-to-play players, other people could use this series as a resource to how to get their bank up to what I had gotten. I think so far the series has been really great. I think it's been giving a lot of information, really good gains. Really, it's been I think really good. If you're new, you're going to get something out of it. It's really worth your time. But I don't want to waste your time anymore. So with that being said, I just want to hop into the episode. So I'll be strict myself here and let's talk about it. All right. So today, episode 14, it's kind of like I had some stuff going on today, so I didn't really have a lot of time to plan a super extensive episode. I'll be shooting late today, but I'm not sure. But I am going to check the pure assets on my main 20 accounts that are the core of the traders. And then I am going to do the math on hourly rate per account. Then we'll jump right into the experiment so I can show you the two. And then with the experiment, the fire runes, earth runes, etc., that you saw from the other one, the other elemental runes and stuff like that. We'll check those accounts out, and then I want to kind of break down two different ways that you can run trading accounts for that type of trading. Then I want to go over quick what's going on in the market, and then I want to talk about crossbows today, because this is kind of an item which is the free to play that when I was making my money making guides for brand new players, it's been like super weird. I wanted to dive into it to kind of just look measure how many crossbows we can get, where to get it, the pros and cons of it, and just really just talk about crossbows. I think crossbows are just like a underutilized item for certain, like, you know, maybe it's not going to be good, but I don't know. I think it's worth exploring, because when I price check them, they're always 500 GP, man, but you can get them from the raid store for 70, okay? So I just think there's just a lot going on there. So let's just jump right into the first part of this episode, and I got my traders, the ones that are buying pure essence, and it has been 1 day, 5 hours, so that's 29 hours. Let's just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to speed this up. Alrighty, so as you can see here, we have 3 point. Let me try to make this bigger for the screen. Whatever. There's resolution. I'm gonna have to just deal with it. I'm sorry for you guys that this is a little rough. You know, I'm just trying to get the daily content out for you guys. So we have 3.168 mil in 29 hours. So if we take that divided by 20, we're getting about an average 158,000 per account over 20 accounts. So we can kind of expect 150 to 180,000 per account, it seems like. That's our unit per rate per account, and I just want to kind of break it down into our essence per hour, and that is 6,600 essence per hour per account. Okay, so that's 6,600 per hour, 24 hours in a day, not time played, whatever. First thing I want to note, people who made it this far, trading. The reason why I'm focusing so much harder on trading than anything else is because I want to emphasize that this type of particular strategy is the way you would want to go as a free-to-play player or a new player or something like this. Is a very good route to go for, because it is 24-hour cash, okay? So, I mean, like, this doesn't look like a lot of money, 6,600 units, and if we go 0.4, just because that's the lowest we sold it for, 2,640 per hour doesn't seem like a lot of units, but if you take that times 24 and then divide it by 8, that's how long you're playing, that's 8,000. Yeah, sure, okay. It's still not a lot of money, but the thing is, this is in addition to anything else you are doing, which is why this is such a powerful thing and why I want to hammer it home. 2,640 while you're sleeping, while you're at work, while you're doing this, while you're doing that, and like, you don't have a lot of I mean, like, it's good to just keep your money working even when you're not, like, it's like playing 2 accounts at the same time, but we're playing 20 accounts at the same time. So okay, this is where the money is really going to come in. Yeah, 2640 per hour doesn't seem like a lot, but if we take that times 20, we're making now 53K an hour for 24 hours. This is, again, for the new people coming in, this is the power of it. Yeah, it's 20 accounts. Seems like it's a lot of work and stuff like that, but if you watch previous episodes, you can see this didn't take that much effort. Just for context, 20 accounts for me now to build. Each effective rate to build is about 6.5 minutes per account. When you break it down, there's a lot of context here. I don't want to make this video super long. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. I have videos on my channel to show that all the different ways that I do this stuff, and there's a lot of resources out here for you to get here. But the free-to-play trader is a very strong account, and everybody should have at least one. That's my opinion. But you should have at least, I don't know, if you play RuneScape for 8 hours a day, play for 5 hours a day, if you play for any certain amount of time a day, I think you should have at least 20 free-to-play traders. Just, you don't even need to buy what I'm buying just to have that access, because, like, trading is such an integral part of the game And you can do that so easily on scale because it's so much idle time that you can get a trade done. So like setting up each of these accounts or whatever isn't a lot of time, and it just is such a no-brainer to me. Like, you should be doing trading like this. I'm sorry, like it's like you can capitalize on having more buckets to capture items. You can it's not bypassing trade limits. I mean, it kind of is with like, but it's like you earned the right to bypass it. But I mean, like, but it's not really that bad for the game because you cannot, like, these items that I show, you cannot manipulate them. That's another reason why I think this is like, if you can manipulate the items and buy out the whole market and manipulate like them. Oh, right, so this is good too. If you trade and then try to increase or decrease prices to the GE, that is considered market manipulation, and you will get banned for trying to do that. Like, there was merge clans back in the day that used to do that religiously. They would just they were Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, and they would try to get a bunch of players to buy an item to raise the price of the GE, and then they would dump their stocks, and then everybody else would get wrecked while they're trying to before they realize what was going on. So that's market. That's the reason why the buy limits were instated. But that's why I also say for the free-to-play trader account, we go for such high volume items because there's no way we can influence the market. There's so much volume, so much money being washed that, like, even on these 20 accounts, even at 500 accounts, I could not touch the margin. You know what I mean? Plus, we're not looking to manipulate the market. So again, this is for in case there's any Jagex employees out there. You can't manipulate the market by trying to buy it for. Say if it's fire runes, and fire runes are going for 4 and 5. It's not market manipulation by trying to buy for 4. But market manipulation would be trying to, like, buy out all of the stock at like 10 to try to get the fire runes to pump. But you would need so many billions and maybe even trillions of gold to get that price to go up for you to then dump back in. But I mean, I'm not 100% sure how those types of manipulations work. But that's what you would. That's the kind of buying power you would need to influence the market, which is why I love high volume trading, because we can't. There's so much happening, so it's free. It's free money, and if you're just there waiting with your buckets, you can catch some of that. And then, like, okay, so to wrap this part up, the reason why I want you guys to do this, like, as a free-to-play player, as a new player, and stuff like this, and I just reutilize this, like, if I wanted to, I can make this times a lot. Okay, so let's divide that by 20. With this amount of money, if I wanted to check it every day and run it down, run it back, and I wanted to get 180k, 10 mil, I could probably do. I think I could operate like 60 accounts right now. So if we took this times 60, now we're looking at 158,000 per hour. So now per day, we're looking at 3.8 mil per day. And it would take me, it would be, the reason why I'm not doing it is because you want excess in cash so that you only have to put the trade in and then wait, like this one for here, instance here. 500k divided by 300, or 500k divided by 180,000. I don't have to check. Like, I could check tomorrow just to make sure we're getting the same rate of return, but I don't need to come back until the third day. On the third day, then I can grab all of the pure assets, move them to one account, sell it off, etc., etc. This is actually a higher labor version. This is why this is a perfect way to segue into the next segment, which is going to be the experiment, and why I want to now explain the differences between this type of trading, open cycle trading, and the closed cycle trading, and then a couple ways to deal with closed cycle trading. So now we have our rate here, which was what, 26.50 or something like that? Sorry, I can't see that. 2640 GP per hour. Okay, so now let's go check the experiment out, and I'll see you guys there when I get there. It's gonna take a little bit of. All right, so now we got the other accounts, flip bears. We logged in 1 day 5 hours ago, so I got 29 hours ago, and I'm pretty sure it all sold. I am interested to see what happened on the other accounts. We got full sales there, full sales there, full sales there, full sales there, full sales there. Yeah, I think it's going to be this. So this is a perfect example of closed cycle trading, these 3 runes. That's why, I mean, I've been saying it over and over and over and over again. Now you guys can finally see it. And awesome, cool. I decided not to change the feathers out because I just wanted to reiterate what's going on in feathers and like what we're looking at now. So we have 2 experimental accounts are almost bought. Anyway, let's go do it out in order. So we have our profit from whatever. So 1 mil was given to each of these accounts. Now we are sitting at roughly 1.2 mil. And this is what I want to talk about with closed cycle trading. That's why I say the top 3 picks are fire, air, water, because it may not be as much money in the pure essence. And now we have a perfect example of that. Like, that took like, what, 3 days? I think it's like 10 hours for the first day, I said, because I did it overnight, and then it's been, so it's like 2 days. We'll say 2 days. 2 days to make that, so we're making 100K a day. Like, but the other 100K a day per account, that's pretty decent. If we take that divided by 24, I think it's going to be 3 days though, so I think we need to do 200K. I think it's been 3 days just to be safe, just to get the low end. And if we take that times 24, or divided by, I'm sorry, divided by 24, we're doing all right. That profit's pretty dang good actually, but I don't know. So that was to buy and sell too. Like we were missing out on profit because we were using all the slots to sell because I just wanted to see how fast it would sell. But so there's a couple ways to do this, okay? You can do it like the pure essence I've been doing and put money in and then grab it all and then trade it to your main account, your main mule or whatever, and then either go to all bulks and sell it or slide them into your trade slots because yeah, you can sell faster if you put them all into they're each separate buckets like that. But the disadvantage there, obviously, maybe you notice, maybe you don't, is that you cannot keep buying. You can either buy or sell at a slot, but it's a lot more labor to do it the pure essence way, like I was talking about before. So what I used to do when I first started doing this, and I would operate on a bunch of accounts, is I would take, and there's a guy who was scared of real world trading when he would trade. You trade the money to your account, so when the accounts trade for a while, then build their bank up and trade it back, then whatever. But I think if you do personally, I've never been banned for real world trading. My main account, I also took this into account that I was operating 750 accounts, and I didn't trade with anyone. I didn't give away money or anything like that. And when I did give away money, because randomly, I'd make so much money, I didn't know what to do with it. I would just take the 10% thing I do, and then I would take 10% of my trade, make it into cash stacks, and then drop them on the ground and just kind of go, I dropped 2 mil on the ground. Good luck, everybody. And then log off. And then that just made me so excited, whatever. But I did that a lot. But yeah, sorry. That's neither here nor there. I've never been banned for real world trading. I've never got a temp ban or anything like that. But I'm not saying it's not possible. So I just want to say be warned to do that. So this is kind of more dangerous maybe in that regard. But like the low effort, what I used to do to trade is this is what I would do. I would take a fire, rune, and I would go and I would put it in for half my stack. So we're getting up at 5. And then air rune, I'd put them in for a third of my stack. And then, I would do the last of it. Something like that, okay? So we got like a split over 3 slots. And then whichever one I think would actually buy more. So I mean, like this would normally be, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You just get all 3 buying. And then you go for 2 items because what's going to happen here is now with these buy, I'm going to take like, say if the fire runes buy out because they're a lot more popular. So they should fill up faster. I'll just slide them over to a slot over here and then have one sell slot while they're both buying. And then what I would do is every day or every so often when these would start to fill up or one would get close, I'd reset the offers. So like I would reset the offers, grab all the cash back, grab all the runes back, put another stack of runes to sell, and then split my cash stack into 2 slots again and then just keep them like closed. Completely closed cycle, not even interacting with my main, and just keep washing that money in and out, getting that 1 GP margin over and over and over again and just build up the net worth. And that was a very effective strategy. The only reason why I switched over to the other one is because I realized, well, oh my gosh, I have 3 slots working, but I went from 3 slots to 2 slots, so I'm potentially cutting down my total sales by 33%. So that was kind of my thought there. But now, when I've gotten up to 750, I can say this confidently that if you did close cycle like this, or completely close cycle where you're not interacting with your main, it would probably be a lot less labor because eventually they'd get up to so much money or whatever, it would take forever for them to like fill their orders. So you would just need to log on to them once every 7 days. So like say you get 4 mil is the magic number. That's the goal you want to get for every trader, okay? If you get a trader to 4 mil, you can kind of chill. Check weekly, bi-weekly, or you have to check weekly. But like you're relatively not needing to change any orders out for 2 to 4 weeks at a time. So, for instance, what I was doing back in the day, back before I gave my bank away, is that I would check 3 weeks, and that was literally going through and just entering a bunch of login information. And as you enter login information, you get faster at doing it, and it would be roughly about 1 to 1.5 hours of labor for 3 weeks, and then on the 4th week, I would have to reset my trades and get my items and stuff, and then make the deals with the bulkers and stuff like that. And then that was about my 6 to 8 hour workday. I said, sorry, yeah. That was like my 6 to 8 hour workday, and then I would just refill all the trades, and that was very tedious, very it sucked. But man, I was making I'm not even kidding you. Like I have notes. Maybe that'd be good to pull up. No, I don't have them. They're written down though. No, I'll get that in another video. I promise I'll show you guys. I have notes I've been doing this all, I was doing daily progress and I was tracking how much money I was making, and it was like It was bananas. It was like 100 to 150 mil a week doing this with 500 accounts. Like this, I just kept climbing up and up and up and up and up and up. And okay, now that brings me to another little question, maybe for any of the viewers, if you guys would be interested. I had this goal. I was going to march towards 10,000 accounts and maybe do a live stream once a week or something like that, running the accounts. If anybody would be interested in seeing that or me doing that, I would like to work that into my schedule if that's something people want to see. But if not, I want to really, ultimately serve the viewers. So if you don't really care about that, I've been kind of itching to go for 10,000 accounts. That was kind of my goal, which got me here is like, I wanted to make it a goal so insane that there's no way I'd be able to achieve it, but try to achieve it anyway. And that's how I landed around 750 accounts. And that's how all that happened. But yeah. So moving on though, if we look at our mine runes, the mine runes are kind of dead in the water a little bit. But like, I mean, for one slot, it's been like, so we're getting like in this one, like 10K a day, 5,000. So that's like, wow, that's not very good. But some of these seem to move okay. 42,000, that one's doing good. Yep, that one's doing pretty good. And 12,000 there. It's hit or miss, like I was saying before. Hit or miss. And you can get about like 0.4 to 0.6 per unit there. So, I mean, like, it's not nothing, but it's not the greatest. But if you just need to, like, if you just want to spread your pool, like, you feel like you tapped out fires, airs, waters, earth, PRSs, etc. Sprinkling mine runes in, like, they are very popular among the bulkers, so they do fluctuate a little bit more than other things, but they do always sell right away to the bulkers. So it is, I think, still worth your time going into this. Just might be a cycle where they're not buying very fast. Earth runes, as we can see on the second day, they are moving pretty good at 4. Okay, they're not doing bad at all. Like these, it's not like crazy. It's not 66K like in 10 hours, and then we sold it back and we immediately sold profit or whatever. But yeah. It's not nothing, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. These are all just different items that you can spread out to different accounts, and I'm just trying to show all these different items and their buyability so that we can really talk about scaling up our operation. If you want to go that route, or if you don't want to go that route, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, if you want to scale up and you want to make a lot of money, this is a very good way forward. And now if we look at our 2 experiments down here, they're almost full. I think we're just hitting like for this one, for instance, we're just hitting that 4-hour buy limit of 11K arrows each. But I do think we're going to hit that very good. And then same with the grapes. I mean, I just think it's just going to take a little bit of time for the grapes to come in, but I do really like how they're buying or coming in. They're 55K. We're going to get 1 GP margin. This is like I said, I was saying it's like 10%, 30% of the speed of fire runes, which is still good. Like, I mean, like it's not nothing. That's the whole point of this. And then the adamant arrows, it looks like they're buying a little bit. It looks like they're fluctuating a lot more because if you leave an offer in, like let's say you're not at the lowest point that the item gets to, sometimes when a dump happens, the GE will give you the difference so that it's a little way for you to make extra money, but still be safe about like getting your sales. So now if we look at the, so let's go to the paid document real quick. I showed you the 2 ways that you can run the accounts. I think if you remember, maybe I forgot. I think I already forgot. Yeah, so you do want the pure essence, but the other way would be like completely full cycle where you have 1 sell offer, 2 buy offers, and then just like rotate the runes around and just keep rotating the runes around. Like fire runes are going to sell very quickly, but then air runes are going to take a little bit longer. It's just usually how it's been going. And then we got the market click watch. Just want to quickly look at all the items. So as we can see here, fire runes are holding. We're going to be in this. The longer we stay in the season, the longer, you know what I mean. The longer we're going to be safe to buy. But eventually it will, like I said before. Again, just be aware. I just want to reiterate this. It's going to come back down to 5.4, probably. You know what I mean? It's only been doing this for a year. And if you look at the complete life cycle of fire runes, when it crashed to 5.4, it stayed there. It's been a really, really long time. So yeah, there's that. The volume, daily volume, 466 mil. Be careful there. I mean, not be careful there. Just take notice. That's why this is like such a good item to always buy and sell. People are always buying and selling fire runes. That's why we really like fire runes. Fire runes are our best friend, I think. PRS seem like they're my best friend in this Fresh Start series, but fire runes have made me more money than any other item in the game, and consistently. Another perfect little segue, little side note, little side quest. The reason why we're doing this method is because it is brainless, no effort, low risk. There's other ways to trade to make a lot more money if you know like how to flip expensive items. There was one comment I got about dollar cost averaging, and that kind of perked me up, and I kind of want to make a video about that later. I want to get when I start getting bigger cash stacks in my account, I'm going to need more ways to trade, and dollar cost averaging sounds amazing because the reason why I stopped trading stuff like Green Dragon Hide and all those other high volume items, bot items or whatever, is because the tax kind of messes with the margins. But dollar cost averaging and then just having a price point when they hit to a certain price point, dumping everything, that sounds like an easy, effective, brainless strategy. So yeah, this isn't the best way of trading, I'm saying, but it is in its own way because it's super safe and brainless. That's why I wanted to also show everybody it. So the next item we got up is Air Rune. Air Rune again, see, we got that tiny little dip. So So if I had sales in, I probably would have gotten a buy limit here. I would have hit a buy limit because 5-4. That means everything in this 115, 140, right here, 97K, or that 140K. We got 5.2 mil. All of our traders would have hit the buy limits right here. You know what I'm saying? You would have hit the buy limits right there. We would have got an easy sale. Like these dumps, like that's why I love these items so much anyways. Yeah, we get the same thing that's going on. But notice it's about half the volume today. So it's going to be about, or it looks like 2/3. So looks like it would be selling at 2/3 the limit. Then we got our water runes. Again, we had one little dip, but that would have hit a buy limit right there too. It's probably around here. 5 million. What is that? 255. Up, kind of different. Whatever. Anyway. When you see these big dips, that means you were going to hit a buy limit. You know what I mean? So over the past day, this is one day, you would have hit like 2 buy limits. You know, so 2 of the 4-hour, 6-hour rotation, the 2 4-hour limits would have been filled up. So I mean, if I had all the accounts waiting to buy 50K or 100K of water runes, they would have over this past day hit them all probably because, yeah. So we got you see here. From compared to the air runes, it's about half the rate of that. So this is like 33% of the volume. So it's about going to be 33% of the speed of fire runes, and it's going to be about 60 or half the speed of air runes. And then earth runes, if we look at them again, 5-4, 5-4. But when I look at the volumes here, we got these massive dumps at 2 mil, probably keeping the margin down. But if I look normally throughout the day, we're getting very big splits where there's not a lot of low price volumes. And I'm not saying it's not everywhere, but I'm just thinking that this eventually, if the rune market continues in the direction that this one might go to 5-6, so this one we're gonna have to be kind of careful. And you can see that reflected in the prices of the items I got, like how the fire runes, air runes, and water runes all bought so quickly. But I put in about 80K for the earth runes, and they still did not buy out yet. And it's been multiple days. Okay, so now that the feathers, sorry, I may have forgotten to talk about this, but we are finally getting some sales, but it's been 3 days. So we're getting like 200, 200, 260, or 167. Not a very good pick, okay? You know what I mean? Like, buying feathers from the feather store or whatever as like a job for like free-to-play seems like it's a good move here, but it's not necessarily very good. Now, if we look at let's look at all the arrows. Adamant arrows. As we can see here, they're swinging between 9 and 10 over one day, over the week. 9 and 10 seems to be the safe margin. We're doing about 50 mil a day in volume, so that's going to be 10% of the speed of air runes, but they seem to be selling pretty good. I think they're more limited in their volume because of the buy limits, not necessarily, so I think it's going to just take a little bit to get, but once you get them, I think they're going to go pretty quickly. And then if we look at mithril arrows, we're seeing big swings, but we're seeing it. The 4 still looks pretty safe because 5 is selling quite often, and if it's at 6, it will sell for 5. So 5 is going to be a pretty safe margin. We're doing pretty good in the volume there. And then we got grapes, and grapes seem to be holding. You know, we had a big spike here, so there's a supply shock. So that means like a lot of people wanted grapes right here. What we are seeing over the 7 days, getting them for 6 is going to allow us to sell for 7. So this seems to be a pretty good item. Like, it's not as quick as the runes, but it is a good supplemental item to splash into trading if you had like a high volume of accounts, say 100. But if you're like if you're only running like 20 accounts, like just verbatim copying me is probably what you want to do. Okay, sorry, not verbatim copying me. Copying my first 9 here. Like if you do a spread of air and water runes, air, water, and fire runes, you're going to be doing very, very, very good. And I'm probably going to split this up. I'm probably going to cancel all the trades. Nah, this is an experiment on the side anyway. So like, let's go. I'll just change. Oh my God, there's a drop party going on over here. Oh man, I love free to play. Dropping a bunch of rune 2-handed swords, making people's day, whatever. Oh man, I love free to play. Anyway. It just seems people seem to give all their money away on free to play anyway. Back to what I was saying. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to split this up. I'm going to do air and water runes and fire runes. And all these accounts are going to be buying fire runes and then either air or water and just split those up by half. And then I'll just leave the other accounts in there. And then I'll get back to you with another daily update here. And then let's move on to the last section. Actually, I'm just going to go for all fire runes. I just want to say, if you've made it this far, I think you should subscribe because I think you're really interested. And I think that I can provide you a lot of value, so you should subscribe. Please subscribe. All right, so here we are. let's talk about the crossbow. All right. Let me pull this item up on the good old market watch. It's a weird item. Okay, so its volume sucks. Okay, this is the first thing I want to say. This volume sucks. It's 1,000 a day, but it's free to play. So that's why I want to talk about it. Okay, Rod's crossbow. It's called the crossbow and free to play. We seem to be seeing crazy amount of money. The low here, it's still 750. But sometimes, like, I don't know who is buying these crossbows, but they're paying like 2K for them or whatever. It's gotta be a collector or something, or just I don't know. Who cares? This person's buying 100. You know what I'm saying? 30. This is just an item to look at. But don't expect any fast money here. But, like, I mean, yeah, expect a little bit of fast money. You might get lucky, but it's not going to be consistent. It's not going to be high sales turnover, if that makes sense. So, like, high sales turnover, I mean, I've been talking about it with fire runes. It's 496 million per day, or whatever. You know, it's fluctuating on fire runes. That means if you want a sale, you're going to get a sale when you want it. But in this item, this is probably going to take a little bit of patience. But 1,000, 193 per day. Just for reference here, means we can sell about 50 an hour. Yeah, that's not nothing. And if we're gonna sell 50 an hour, 500, 24K an hour. I don't know. This doesn't seem like crazy money, but it's like for free to play items to go for in the stores and stuff like this. This might be top tier because, like, let's say we get 500 and we get like 5,500. It's 2.5 mil, and that's gonna take you like 5 days to sell. Okay. Right? You know, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. And if we want to, like, try to cheese it and try to get it for whatever, I mean, based on today's prices, it wouldn't even be higher than that. It's going to be about 750. Yeah, you see big swings here. It's flying all over the place, but it seems to even stay above 500. So 500 is just like a safe guesstimate here. So I just want to show you essentially what we're going to do. Like, essentially, you know, you go to the range store here in Varrock. Okay, so you know here. So from the Grand Exchange, right down here, you're gonna run down. It's in between the two banks, and there's the bow trader here. And what I have is I have a bunch of accounts with cash stacks, just so I could show how many we can get over multi-account. This is a multi-scape channel. We don't do it on one channel because there's gonna be a lot of idle time in buying these. Because essentially, what you're gonna have to do is buy, and that's with shift click using the menu entry swapper plugin on the Rune Light here. Menu entry swapper. NPC swaps, I believe. Whatever. I don't know. Somebody comment down below. Somebody help me out here. I don't know much about this. I remember I did this a long time ago and I just forgot how I did it. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to buy here. Shift click, or you just right click and buy 5. You know, it's not going to be that much of a difference. And then you're going to just immediately hop worlds. He's at 497 because I spread them out so they can just hop down, right? You can see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds idle time, roughly. I mean, you know, I was just counting that out loud, but it was about 6 seconds idle time. It should give us amplitude of time to buy on 3 or 4 accounts and stay consistent uptime. We're not going to get 100% efficiency on each account, but we're going to get higher than 100% efficiency overall on 3 accounts. That makes sense. It might be like 286%, but that's still almost 3 accounts. It's like, so you're going beyond what's capable of 1 account. That's the whole premise of multi-scaping. So anyway, yeah, let me drop these crossbows. But yeah, look at that, man. 70 GP, and they're showing 741 each. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is why I wanted to talk about it. I was just hesitant on talking about it because I didn't want to project this to any new player that this is your get-rich-quick scheme. I didn't want everybody flooding to this item. Like, take this one with a severe grain of salt. Maybe I've rambled on too much about it. I just warning, disclaimer. That's all I'm trying to say here. Okay. So now let's get the time started, and we're just gonna try to fill up the inventories. Time. So there's competition for this item. There's a bunch of world. I mean, I screwed up a lot too, which is good for the time because I want to show you a low ball of 3. But then let us bust out the paint. I love paint. So our inputs are 70 times 27. There was a competition for the item. So just be aware that you might have to hop around longer, which is good that I ran into competition so I can show you guys more accurate time estimate for this type of method here. So we did 27 times 3, so 81 times 70. So you need a 5670 for this. So that's our GP. This is our cost. This one is make sure to remember cost. And this is how many units we got. SIBO times 3. So yeah, 81 times 3. Yep, 81. So 5 minutes. So how we figure this out is that we need to convert these minutes into seconds because it's easier for me. Seconds into hours. Because I don't want to do decibels. So we got 5 times 60 is 326. So 326. 326 seconds. That's how long it took us to get 81 crossbows. So then 3,600 seconds in a minute, or in an hour. 60 seconds in a minute. 60 seconds in a minute. 60 minutes in an hour. So you take 60 times 60 to get 3,600 divided by 326. And we have, this is how many revolutions per hour. This is how many times per hour we can complete what I just did here in this video, okay? So 11, then you plug that into your total number for your outputs and your inputs too. So in, out. And I'm only gonna look at crossbow. We'll do a range, 500. We'll just do based on 500 because that's just you know, you can maybe be able to sell for 700, but you never know. Yeah, so 81, your input. Anyway, so your input is going to be this times 5670. So it's going to cost you 62.6K an hour. And then your output's going to be 81 times that number. So we're going to go here times 81. And we'll be able to get 894. We'll just say 894 round down. That's how many crossbows we'll get per hour. So 894. We'll just say 500. So it's 447K an hour. Oh, wait. Sorry. So there's tax. So that'd be, there's the back of my mind. So it'd be 442. And we have to subtract the cost, which would be 62,600. It's actually 380. K per hour, hypothetically. But then you need to sell them. So this is also what I wanted to do. Let's have everybody in the same world. I wanted to see if they would sell quickly here, at least in this example, so we could see if we could expect this kind of sale. So I'm going to hop everybody in the same world real quick. Just so I can account bus them. This is something I want to try to teach all the time. So if you're playing on multi-accounts, this is the best way to utilize your accounts. It's called, I call it account bus, or what an account bus is the only legal multi-box in the game. And essentially you get everybody to follow. Speed up, buddy. You get everybody to follow, and then at 1 click equals 3 actions. See how 3 accounts are moving? This is what really popped me off for multi-accounting, was like when I realized I could do strategies like this. So like buying out stores, picking stuff up, stuff like that. There's a bunch of different ways we can utilize this, but the most utilizable thing on a multi-escaping is going to be. Alrighty. Oh, that's kind of weird. Let us. Right, we're looking at 741 here. We'll just sell them in. They sold all instantly. What do we get for them? 581. Cool. That's awesome. Okay, see, we already hit the limit. This is what I'm saying. This is good that we already hit the limit. So we were able to sell in one go. So this is low sales turnover. It's good because, you know, we got a little bit of cash, made a little bit of money, 27. That ain't nothing, is all I'm saying. Like, you made 500 each, 500 times 27. This is really good for a brand new player, a brand new free-to-play player who's got no cash, whatever. This is good that we're talking about this. It's good that I'm doing it last because this is probably what people are least interested in. But if you stuck around here this far, you know, it's good that I got to this. So then what I would recommend at this point, just slide them in for 500, whatever. You know what I mean? And then you just got to wait your turn. Wait for people to come buy them. All right, and that seems to cover everything. Today's episode, feels like a little weird. I don't know. The trading now is going to get, I don't know. I feel like the content's going to get a little stale maybe, but I'm going to try hard to keep thinking of different things. I got a little, couple funny ideas for videos coming out. Appreciate everybody watching up to this point. If you got any suggestions or you want to see something like that, like type of guides you want to see, different questions, multi-scape oriented, whatever. The streaming thing, if you guys are interested in seeing the streaming thing, maybe I can try to figure that into my schedule. That would be like really cool. I like to do like a 60 account stream, and then you guys can see my brain turn to mush live. I have a couple streams out here of me doing something like that, and my brain turning to mush live. But if that's something anybody's interested in, I might try to do it. It'd be cool. It'd be easy content for me to plan ahead or get a good content schedule going. I could like stream that once a week and then do fresh start and stuff like that, because I'm looking to do daily content. And I don't know. I feel like I got a pretty decent start here, but it would be nice to get some viewer interaction so I can kind of like start making like instead of stop guessing, I can just give you guys what you want. I just want to give you what you want. Anyway, I appreciate all the support up to this far. I hit the 100 subs. I hit over 100 subs, and oh my gosh, I'm just blown away. It's still disbelief that like a little old RuneScape player, a little free-to-play trader like me, can become so established so quickly. Because I am running 4 other channels, and none of them are performing as well as this one. So I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for everything you've been doing up to this point. And if you have made it this far, you better be subscribed, because this is a lot of time to dedicate to somebody and not be subscribed to them. But anyway, cool. I don't know. This one was kind of cool. Last minute. I had some things I had to do today, but it's kind of last minute. But I'm glad it really came together. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I'll see you later, and thanks for watching.